NBA fans, Central Division NBA fans, listeners to Frustrated Chicago sports fans, bleachers and speakers, Detroit Piston homies, Detroit in the building, Pay in the building, representing the Shy and all those frustrated Chicago sports fans as the Mighty Bulls had no one representing All-Star Weekend except the one guy doing the dunk contest that really didn't never make a dunk.
So that is one guy representing the Bulls.
Except the one guy, yeah. If you want to claim that repping,
yeah, he was there.
He was there. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. But fellas, man, what's happening? We got B Foss in the building. Come to you first, B Foss. What's up, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm ready for the actual, real games to get back, man. All-Star game always is a drag to me, but
yeah, it's been a drag about the last 10, 15 years. Definitely, I agree with you. But June, what's happening, man? What's up with you, bro?
I'm like Foster, man. I'm ready for Friday. That's when the Pistons resume play. I don't recall a break being like this long after the All-Star break, but hey.
It's been this long. You just ain't been anxious to get back to basketball these last few years.
It's been a long time.
That's valid. That's valid.
Right.
It's been a long time since, yeah.
Right. So now,
2018.
Now you like, let's get to this last third of the season, make this last playoff push.
Yeah, for sure.
So it seemed like, man, it's taking a long time to get to the next game. I agree with you, though. And Pay, the homie, what's happening, Pay? What's up with you, man?
I'm chilling. I enjoyed my weekend. We had a lot of good sports to talk about, a lot of things happening in the zeitgeist. I don't know about anybody else, but All-Star Weekend don't drag for me.
I'm sorry, say the last part again.
All-Star Weekend don't drag for me. A lot of good stuff to talk about.
And I think it's because of how it's situated. Like, it was really the only thing on TV in the evening last night as far as sports go. I mean, we had college basketball and some of the women's games were really good yesterday early, but when you got across that 6 o'clock hour, man, it's like, man, I'm watching the All-Star game. I did a podcast yesterday to know it all. Some people said they weren't watching. I said, man, it's the only thing related to sports that I know on TV. I'm watching it.
There was nothing else sports-wise to watch yesterday.
Right. Yeah. So that's what it was for me, man. So, well, let's go around the horn. What did you guys think about All-Star Weekend as a whole in totality? Then we'll itemize and individualize each thing Friday night, Saturday night to Sunday. So, Pay, wasn't a drag for you? So the whole All-Star Weekend, how was it? What did you think of it?
The All-Star Weekend is about the same for me as always. There's the Saturday, there's the Friday, which I'm never around to catch. I haven't seen a celebrity basketball game from the All-Star Weekend in probably 15 years. I'm always doing something else on Friday night, and I'm like, dang, I forgot about this. And I hate that. I always want to check it out, see who it is, even though at this point in my life, I have no idea who's playing in these games. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm fine with that. All-Star Saturday. He did it again. Mr. Mac. They might as well just go ahead and rename the dunk contest after Mac McClung. And I got a question. And I've got a question for everybody involving the dunk contest later, but I'll get to that at another point. Dunk contest went as you figured it would go. Mates from the Bulls, his dunk array left a lot to be desired. He's a long and very athletic hooper, and all he did was drop steps. I don't understand what kind of I don't know what kind of planning that was. That was curious, but he's a young guy. So, I mean, hopefully he'll get another shot again. He comes back better. As far as the 3-point contest, is now to me the premier event on Saturdays, right? My boy, I'm a big fan of Cam Johnson. He didn't represent the way I thought he would, but that's okay. I mean, that's okay. I'm happy he got the shine. He got the notoriety for to be out there with the guys on All-Star Weekend. Shout out to Tyler Hero. I didn't believe they belonged in his event, but he took home the trophy. Good for him. All-Star Sunday, I might be in a minority, and I know we're gonna talk about it.
Oh Lord.
I like the tournament. I like the idea. Let's keep that going.
Nah, okay.
I think it's a good idea, but I don't know if the execution is I don't know. They just don't try hard enough for me.
I don't know if you watched it. Them boys was hooping. They was out there trying hard.
That last game, it looked like the All-Star games of the past, man.
Once the league got so big towards the end, like I think it was 30 to 17 or something, and they kind of knew it was over. But we'll get into that just a second. Be false. What do you think about the weekend in totality? You didn't check out a lot. I mean, what do you think about the dunk contest or 3-point shootout? Who'd you anticipate winning the 3-point shootout? I think we all probably anticipate who was going to win the dunk contest. We would all agree on that, I would think.
I mean, I actually, yeah, I thought that. I mean, Buddy Hield did about as good as I thought he might do. He just seems like the type of guy that would flourish in something like that. I'm just happy that Cade didn't finish last. I think he actually finished above Cam and then one other person. But I've been a witness to how well Tyler Hero can shoot against the Pistons. So doesn't surprise me that he won. But I was definitely impressed by Mac McClung, though. Some guys are good in-game dunkers. I mean, obviously, Matas Buzelis is 6'10", so it's just not even going to look as impressive, when you're that tall. In comparison to Mac McClung, who's probably like my height. I don't know. He's like 6'1", something like that. So, but he's been built and he's been training for this type of award. I mean, how he's got to be the only G League guy that gets a call every year for the dunk contest. So, anybody that watched him since high school, could see that he was, made for that event. But as far as the rising stars, and I just use that as an opportunity to get myself more well versed with some of these younger guys that aren't necessarily playing as much, but being showcased. I think it's really good that the Thompson twins, especially our Thompson twin, is getting some of that exposure, because I think that does a lot for your confidence and for your because I think that's what the reason why his progression is a little further behind is because he missed some time. So I think the showcase of an All-Star game will help that.
Okay. June, your thoughts real quick on the weekend, man. Then we'll get into, kind of some of the specifics of it all.
Well, for the most part, I only saw the 3-point challenge. I saw the dunk contest, and I saw about half of the All-Star games last night. Yeah. But I can say that, for one, with the dunk contest, that was Matt McClung probably had the most exciting, redundant dunks I've ever seen. Like, they were all from some guy holding the ball like this every dunk, but they were very impressive.
Yeah, over a car.
It was very impressive.
He was spinning though, my nigga. He was spinning.
Yeah, it was the same thing, but it was very impressive. So I did enjoy watching, some of the dunks. The 3-point challenge is one of my favorite. I still love that from back in the day, and it held serve. I thought I got scared when Garland had 31 in the first round. I was like, whoa.
That was Buddy Hield, but yeah.
Garland had 25. Sorry.
Yeah.
Garland had 25, but I got scared when he had 25. Then to watch Buddy Hield get 31 after that, I was like, whoa.
Right. Yeah.
This is gonna be good. But I did enjoy the 3-point competition. As far as the All-Star, the first 2 games I saw in its full entirety, I got tired of the breaks in between. That first game was very good. Very, very good. The second game, I knew the I think that's Chuck's team. I just knew what the result was going to be versus them young guys.
Well, let me ask everybody this: when they, you know how they introduced the Eastern Conference and Western Conference, when they introduced each of the individual 4 teams, like, and you seeing those rosters, like watching it in that moment, who did you feel like was going to win at that point? Like,
the people that won is who I picked. The Curry team.
The OG.
I said that's Shaq's team, right?
Right.
Yes. I said that roster ain't nobody beating that roster.
Okay. And LeBron didn't even hoop. What'd you think, B Foss, when they were introducing the lineups? I mean, because legitimately, I thought Joker and Shea and Donovan Mitchell and those guys had an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the international. Was that? Oh no,
Yeah,
I guess
that was
yeah, that's the international.
Or well, I guess not all of them, but
that was Charles' team, right?
That
No,
was Charles' team, the international.
yeah, but Donovan Mitchell and Trae Young was on that team too,
right?
And Cat, but Chuck's team.
And Giannis didn't play.
Right, Giannis didn't play.
They traded him for. I mean, not traded him, but Trae Young stepped in for.
Oh, Young stepped in for. That's right.
Yeah, Chuck's team was a solid. Chuck's team was a solid team right there.
Team.
That was Kenny's team, though. No, that was Chuck's team.
Yeah.
They ended up beating. They won the first game.
They beat Kenny's team.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought Kenny's team. Come to you, Pay. I thought Kenny's team would have performed better because I would have picked one of my favorites to win MVP. Would have been Ant-Man had he played. He had something with his groin or something at game time. He didn't play because I just think his mentality would have been well suited for just going at cats in a tournament like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. He all about the smoke. You know what I mean? Like he said last year after the playoff game, I'm trying to kill everything in front of me, and I think he's gonna come up with that mentality had he played, which would have gave Kenny's team more of an opportunity. What do you think about the rosters, Pay? Like when you saw them getting introduced?
I gave Chuck's team Chuck rather, a puncher's chance because they had Cat, Jokic, Wemby, and SGA, the best player, probably the best player in the league right now. Gave him a puncher's chance, but this type of the All-Star games is built for teams that can stretch the floor. The shooters were the OGs. That was the favorite going on. They don't even need LeBron. When you got a heat-seeking missile, a light-skinned heat-seeking missile like Curry, you just pull up at 45 feet away and drop it. Don't touch the rim. You're good. And then you got Dame. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cat was bombing in that first game, though. Cat was bombing. Like he was damn near at half court.
Oh yeah, Cat was going back and forth with somebody. I forgot who it was, but he wasn't touching no rim either. Everything was twine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, so yeah, I agree with. I think when I saw what it looked like, when I saw everybody take the court, I said to myself, especially when the second game, I mean, between the OGs and the young guns, the rising stars. The young guns was Kenny team, I believe. The rising stars represented themselves well, I thought.
Yeah.
You know, they have some good players, and you know they're gonna play competitively. They got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? So you know the OGs was playing with their food for a little bit. You know what I mean? It was
close early.
It was like 21-20. It was close. It was in the pocket.
That was my favorite point of the weekend. The YNs was getting at them. It looked just like an open run at any gym you go to. You got the old guys that got to stretch for 45 minutes before the game start, and then you got the YNs who just pull up out the car. They finish in a bag of Cheetos, and they just start the hooping. You saw it play out just like you see in anywhere else in America. You got these guys who can't shoot, but they got all the pliability and all the athletic ability. They get into the rim. They can do all that. But the old guys, they gotta rely on a little bit of craftiness. They got to shoot. They got that jumper. They've been working on that jumper for 40 years.
Right.
They got that. And they none of the dribbles that Kyrie, Steph, and none of them Dame, they weren't getting around nobody. They weren't getting around none of them young cats because they, like I said, they got the speed on them, but they got that J. And you saw what happened. They eventually wore him down with the experience. Kyrie was out there hooping. Kyrie was playing defense. He was out there he was dropping dimes. He was making plays. They gave the ball to Jason Tatum wide open in the game, and he did what he usually did. You know, he ain't built like that. But Dame time closed it out. That was a great game. I was watching the game with a bunch of YNs myself, and they was locked in. That tells you right there that this All-Star game was a success.
Yeah. Them YNs was up 21-20 at one point.
Right. Yeah, there was a game. I was telling my wife that. I was like, man, you never know what happened. They playing the closer it stayed towards the end of the game, anybody can get to 40 once it get to a point. You know? Yeah. And I tend to agree with a lot of what you said, Pay. I mean, your take on a great assessment of how it played out, just like any open run in the United States. You know what I mean? Any open run in America, that's how it usually go down. I remember when I was YN, we'd be up to the wire, the center, and the old dudes always stick together. And they most of the time they would win because we, you know, at the Y, you had to, you know, not like the playground where you call next and you get your squad at the YMCA where I played at back in the
sign-in sheet.
It was a chalkboard. Jokers know they great lose. Cats be standing back trying to get close to that board so they can put their initials up real quick because them old dudes was always winning. Then they got after about 3 runs and you get rid of them after that. But they was controlling things for the initial part of the open gym. But no, I agree. Everything you said, Pay, was spot on, except the whole thing about Jason Tatum. Because you knew he was going to win. You knew I was going to take it here. Because had it not been for this, and he balled out, had it not been for the sentiment for Steph being at home and all that, Jason Tatum would have been the MVP. But we in San Francisco, he had more points than Steph did. We in San Francisco. He's an old guy. Sentiment says give it to Steph. I wasn't mad Steph guy. I was rooting for Steph. But when you said we know Jason Tatum ain't built like that and all that, what's your best Celtics player Jaylen Brown did during the game?
Jaylen Brown had 10 straight points in that first game. He the one that brought him back because they was finna get ran off the floor.
Okay.
What's hold on? Wait, we not gonna go past this. What's the problem with Tatum, man? You saying he not built like that? What do you mean?
I'm saying when the pressure's at the highest and you put the ball in his hand, he gonna fade away. He forget he's 6'11". He was out there corner 3, easiest shot for an NBA player to have, wide open. Did he even hit rim? Did he hit construction? I don't remember. And yeah, they say, hey, dog, we got this. Let the guys who really like that take care of it. Dame, you get that.
Wow.
I mean,
it's a strong take.
Dame probably is a better clutch player, but be false in June. What's your honest assessment? Who's a better player between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum?
All around, I'm going Jaylen Brown. All around player, to be honest. I think
if you were starting a 10, you would take Jaylen Brown over Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I think Jason Tatum can shoot better than Jaylen Brown from the outside, but the better overall player defensively, finishing at the rim, scoring, I'll go Jaylen Brown. I pick him over Jason Tatum.
What about you, Foss?
Who's older? Are they about the same age or what?
I'm about the same age.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown came the season before Jason Tatum.
I mean, I think that Tatum's probably a little bit more versatile. Like you said, he's 6'11", so I mean, he can damn near guard anybody on the court. I don't think you can really say that about Jaylen Brown. And I don't know. I think it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
I've never known of Jason Tate having any defensive prowess, let alone guarding anyone on the court.
He's a pretty good. He can defend you in space, and he's pretty good as a team defensive player, which is, in my opinion, more important than being a great individual defender. Right. Okay. But to me, it all comes down to when it's time to win, what do you do? And that I've seen it too many. I've seen it enough.
Weren't they saying that Brown couldn't even dribble with his left hand?
He can't. He don't. He has terrible left.
If you go back, Jaylen Brown got the MVP of the finals last year. He did. Jason Tatum led him in every category. And the finals before, when they played Phoenix, Jaylen Brown was a turnover machine in the clutch. I can distinctly remember that final. He was turning it over 5, 6, 7 times a game, every game of the series.
That's true. That's true. And Jason Tatum was shooting them out of the other games they were in.
You're probably right about that. But so you know,
he was over there wearing Kobe jerseys to the game. What kind of Celtic wears that?
Come on, Miss Kobe, bro.
Come on, bro. He's a fallen Celtic.
Wasn't he texting him before the game? And it's like
he's a nerd. That's exactly what he was doing.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty weird.
But it's different, but it's paying homage to Kobe. I mean, Kobe was like a big homie to him. You know what I mean? Took him under his wing and all that. I mean, so he.
Hey, you gotta relax. Hey, you gotta
homie.
Dork.
It's weird, man. You text it. I mean, the man phone off. All right, stop texting. Stop texting him, like, and he's only texting him for us to know. Like,
Right. Yeah,
that makes it even worse.
Yeah,
Hey, you gotta relax.
Different than some of the stuff KD do. But
you have to relax, bro. Have some decorum, man.
I agree with you, June. But so what do you guys think about the entertainment and the broadcast, like TNT's last All-Star game? So overall, from a TV value perspective, how'd you see the game? Did you think they done it well? Did you think it was entertainment was too much all over the place, like made a big gap in between when they acknowledged TNT and paid tribute to them and kind of froze the game out for like 15, 20 minutes? And like Pace said, the old dudes, they don't need that, right? They don't want to go off the court and get cold after waiting 15, 20 minutes and have to get back out there. What do you guys think about the production of it all?
So, and this is where the diverging conversation happens. A lot of people in my age range and older, they tuned out of the All-Star game because of everything you just said. And I try to explain to them, it's not for you, right? You look at Lollapalooza, Rolling Loud, or any concerts going on, any major concert happening right now. Look at the band setup. Look at all the artists there. Can you name any of them? Probably not, right? So it's not for you.
Who?
Just anybody. I mean, anybody of our age.
I'm not of your age. I can name everybody just about.
Any Lollapalooza going on right now?
Oh, I don't know that. I know E40.
Exactly. That's
I was gonna say that's bold. I was like, you do you? Because
that's the point I'm making. That the time is moving on. It's not for us right now, right? So I'm watching the thing. I'm happy that SNL 50 was going on at the same time because I was going back and forth to that. I don't know who Mr. Beast is. Mr. Beast is the most profitable YouTuber in the world, right? I don't know what he does.
What did he do?
He was doing something with the NBA All-Star game.
He gives away money is what he does. I don't know how he made it, but
all I know is that I go into 7-Eleven and there's a candy with his name on it. That's all I know. And for some reason, he makes $5 million a year on YouTube. I don't know anything other than that. He was doing something NBA All-Star game. Kevin Hart was there. He was passing out fishing rods, and they had Kai Cenat All-Star Saturday or All-Star Friday and Drewski. I know who they are. I have never looked for them on any social media platform that I am on. I have no idea. I don't know how they got famous. I don't know what makes fame anymore, but I just know that it ain't for me. And because it ain't for me, I know that the NBA is moving towards the demographic that's after me. That's why they made these media deals with streamers and not traditional cable companies, because they know the youngers, the YNs, they on streaming. They know all that stuff, right? And I mean, so to that point, the having 45 minutes of basketball in a 3-hour broadcast ain't ideal. But I mean, the show, like I said, the show ain't produced for what I care for. They know they already know they got me. They know I'm pulling up at the playoffs. This right here is for somebody else, and I'm okay with that.
Thoughts, June and B Falls?
That's pretty well said. I mean, I think it is something to be said that this is the last year for TNT, because I can remember as far as my first one that I can vividly remember all the way through was probably that Vince Carter dunk contest year.
Yeah.
That's the first.
That I can remember like in full detail. Like I remember the years where everybody wore their own jersey, kind of.
That's how it used to always be when I remember before they went to them specialized jerseys and stuff. But yeah,
but I can remember the TV that I watched the Vince Carter, dunk contest on. Like it, you know how certain memories come back to the bedroom that you grew up in and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
And that was TNT. So it's fitting for what it's worth. But like I said, I'm not a big All-Star weekend person at this point. I hate that I gotta wait another 5 days to see the Pistons play. Hope they get their rest.
June.
I'm just not a good sport when it comes to All-Star weekend. It's like there's nothing production-wise they can do to stimulate my mind. I think for what it is, the commentary and the overall presentation is fine. I just think the All-Star game itself kind of ruins it for me. But as far as you had Kevin Hart, a little bit of comedy relief, and you had the guys from TNT. They did what they were supposed to do. I'll just say that.
No, I don't disagree with you. I mean, and I'm like B False. I mean, it was between TBS and Turner, which is both owned by Ted Turner. I go back to, the dunk contest. I remember when Spud Webb, I think it might be my first real memory of a dunk contest when Spud Webb won it. Because I think Jordan and Dominique, the battle was after that.
Yeah.
I think Spud Webb was in 86 and Jordan and Dominique was like 87, 88.
Yeah.
The first one I really remember was Spud Webb. But, you got Craig Sager on TNT. Ernie always been there. You know what I mean? And you'd be surprised at how long Kenny and Charles been there. You know what I mean?
Ernie been there, 89? I remember Kenny's first year. I remember when he signed in to TNT. That was 96. No, 97. One of them years. Chuck
started, didn't it? Because they won at 96, right?
No, Bulls won 96.
Okay.
Chuck, you know how they do with the NBA players now, during their offseason, during the offseason, they moonlight, whatever, getting their feet weighted. Chuck was doing that. Him and Chris Webber, they were moonlighting while they still at the back end of their career. Then when Chuck got hurt in Philly and he said, you know what, I'm done. Rolled right into TNT, for me, probably like the next week.
Chuck went back to Philly after Houston?
No. He got hurt in Philly. That was his last game. And that was it. That was, he had a career. That was his career-ending injury.
Right. Yeah, just the same thing they do with Draymond Green right now. They bring him along to do that. And his at halftime or whatever time, I don't know if there was a halftime, but it was one of the breaks probably between when there's Gray Honor TNT, because he was up there, I believe, with Vince Carter. And Vince Carter, was that win in 2000, the dunk contest?
2000,
yeah.
I was 27, going to be 28 years old in 2000. So I was old, already old then. but man, I think Draymond Green was one of the few people I heard complaining about it, and we can give our overall assessment, then we'll take a break. Itself. The players don't get the opportunity to break records, be a part of history and stuff like they used to. Well, and I'm listening to him say this, and I'm thinking the whole time, well, that's y'all fault, man. Y'all stop playing competitively a long time ago. Players from your generation. You know what I mean? And yeah, who scored? Jason Tatum, I think, in one of the last games. He got the MVP score like 55, 57 points. That stuff didn't happen back in the day. If you got like 30, you were balling. Because y'all jokers just run some of the records shouldn't count no way. But should be an asterisk by him. So, you know what I mean? He talking about all that stuff, and I completely disagree. Because like Pay said earlier, to some extent, even if it wasn't, it's never going to be in-game competitive, right? Never. But it was at least more competitive than what it has been the past 10 years, because in the close games, when it got down to where the end of the game and, we both, 32, 34, so we're going to go after it. You know what I mean? they hadn't been doing that for years. So I'm a fan of it. It could be some tweaks they make to it. Not so much time between things. Let it be a run and do everything around the run, right? Like you two teams come out and play. We take a 15-minute break. You teams come out and play. We take a 15-minute break. Then we go to the championship and do everything around that. Stop having so many gaps and breaks in between everybody getting back on the court. My thoughts. You guys' final thoughts on the way they played the tournament.
I agree. There's just 15 minutes. Get back to it. It was just too many breaks. I remember yesterday earlier, I was talking to Foster, and he's like, "Man, these games, the All-Star game gonna be on all night because it's tournament style. It's gonna be all night, and it's like it was the breaks more than anything. The breaks in between, like you can't have performances and stuff in there between games, man. Just
right. I definitely agree. Foss, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, maybe I'm just a stick in the mud. Like I can't even say that I have all these grandiose ideas of fixing it. It's just a part of, they got to have an all-star game. They're not going to play super hard just for the simple fact that you want everybody to leave the game healthy and ready for the rest of the regular season. So I do like the fact that they're letting some of those they're giving the opportunity for some of those younger guys to go head to head. Yeah, there's buy-in there because you want to, because what if Asar Thompson and them beat somebody from that from that higher class? Like that would be the ultimate. Certainly those OGs don't want to lose to guys like that. So So yeah, I think they're doing their best they can. It goes back to the players though. If all the players, like you see how all the players now they want to do the dunk contest, John Moran, whoever, and
I'm glad John came out and said that though. They tired of the little dude that don't ever get no tick in the NBA coming in and winning all the dunk contests.
Because at one time, all the greatest players did it. Kobe, Jordan. Julius Erving, like that used to be the top players.
Kobe wasn't a great when he did it. Kobe was exactly Kobe was exactly what Mac McClung is now when he did it.
But McClung ain't
that's crazy.
You can't
not
say
Mac McClung. Come on,
Kobe was not playing. Kobe was coming off the bench getting like 15 minutes a game. Okay, calling him Mac McClung is a big string because Mac McClung don't even play in the
exactly.
But the point I'm making is that we've seen this for a long time. We've come away from stars being that involved in All-Star Saturday. It's been like that. It's over a generation. I don't like this hyper, analysis or pejoratives thrown at the stars now because they're not involved. Okay, the All-Star game back then in the 80s when it was like when you had all the stars playing and doing all that stuff like that, the All-Star game wasn't what it was then, what it is now. Now it's a big corporate event. You got all these guys with their own brands, on media entanglements and all this stuff like that. You got everyone's got their own parties going on. They got their own things they got doing also on Fridays and Saturdays. Then you got and you already talked about, you got the old guys that got to warm up a certain way. Every athlete warms up a particular way.
All that's certainly part of you hit a lot of nails on the head. I would disagree with Mac McClung has won 3 years in a row, right?
Hmm.
Has he ever blown up in the league after winning the slam dunk contest? Kobe won in '97 in Cleveland. Next year, Kobe was an all-star, killing him at MSG.
He was an all-star voter. He was voted into the all-star game. He wasn't an all-star player. There's a difference.
He was
voted into the all-star game because he had remember, Matt, this is the greater comparison between Matt McClung and Kobe. They were more popular than they were basketball players. Matt McClung, he is a viral sensation. Kobe was going on prom with Brandy before he was in the league. There's a through line between the two. right?
I'd more put Matt McClung with Jeremy Lin, but go ahead.
Jeremy Lin was the man.
I don't see that comparison at all.
Okay, well, I mean, just two guys out of nowhere that showed up and got big for a minute. That's all.
But Jeremy Lin did it in the league.
Exactly.
Matt McClung don't play.
Kobe ain't. I mean, McClung ain't done nothing in the league.
Yeah, but Jeremy Lin has.
But Kobe has.
You can't.
No. You compared Lin to McClung.
Right. I'm saying you comparing Kobe to McClung, and Kobe has done a lot in the league.
From a famous standpoint, at that point in their career, Kobe was more famous than he was as a basketball player.
But my more so my point was that the dunk contest, performing well in the dunk contest kind of stamps you. Now, is Matt McClung going to be a star point guard later on the line? No, but participating at least once tends to stamp the rest of your resume in a sense, or it did at one time. Not so much. LeBron's never done it, so obviously that nixes all that.
Will we say that Kenny Skywalker's slam dunk contest win was the biggest moment of his career? I'd say it was.
Yeah.
I mean, so you got
if you don't include Kentucky, yeah.
Right.
He was the man in Kentucky.
I don't know. It's interesting. Still, Larry Bird and Steph is the best 2 3-point shoot contest winners I've ever seen. And there's been a lot of winners, a lot of great shooters. But those guys just stand out because, and I think with shooting, not so much with dunking, is you can do it over time, right? Like, I mean, Larry Bird was killing. Larry Bird, like they say, come to the locker room and say, which one of you guys ready to get second place? You know what I mean? That's how Larry Bird was rolling. Yeah. But we're going to go ahead and jump to a break real quick, fellas. We've been talked about the All-Star game. I thought it was fun weekend. I enjoyed some of the Bay Area music. I mean, the guys I knew, Raphael Sadiq and E40 and Too Short. Probably didn't know nobody after that. Who was the chick that came out rapping with the Golden State warm up?
Saudi, Sweetie.
Yeah. That's her. Should I know her?
She's pretty
big. She's pretty big now, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to buy it. You're not going to stream any of her music, so don't even worry about it.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and jump to break real quick. And when we get back from break, we're going to talk about the last third of the season. It was a time All-Star break used to happen at the midway point. Now it's teams that play like 53, 55 games in that range. So it's about 28, 29 games at most left for everybody. So it's about a third. So we're going to talk about the last third of the season. I think 3 of us on here teams has playoffs aspirations, and the Bulls still can make it. They ain't right there in the play-in range. So we're going to talk about the teams in the Central and what we're looking forward to, and one storyline from everybody as to what they looking to watch from anywhere in the NBA as we come to the close of the season before the playoffs. So if you're watching on YouTube, don't go anywhere. Bro, man, shout out to you and Beauty Define. I know my boy Gavin Anthony was in here. Shout out to those people in the live chat rocking with us. We appreciate you. Like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, stay with us. We'll be right back. If you listen on the audio platform, be it on Cleveland, That's Rather Cavalier, be it on Bleachers and Speakers, or for Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan, we have to take a quick break and hear from all of our partners. I'll be right back after this. And we're back on the Central Division Showdown podcast. I'm here with the fellas from Bleachers and Speakers. The homie B. Foss and June in the building with us. And the man, the myth, the legend, who no one knows what he really does. The homie Pay from Frustrated Chicago Bears Sports Fans. Pay, when you was not backstage, we was all here, man. We kind of came to a consensus that you like Tommy on Martin. We don't know what to do, man. We don't know where you gonna come from us remotely from. We don't know where you at. We don't know what's going on, man. I know you missed the show Friday. You did put in the proper prerequisite notice and stuff with HR. You submitted the Big G. We appreciate it, but you weren't there, man. I mean, we don't know what you was doing. So,
Yeah. What were you doing?
It's not important.
You weren't watching the NBA All-Star weekend. We know that on Friday. You said that.
Right.
I went to go see Captain America.
Okay.
How was it?
I liked it.
Okay.
He was on a date, she says.
I went to go see Captain America, and I enjoyed that 2-hour movie.
2 hours.
Okay, you know your boy B Dirt on the homies because you and G wasn't there either, so it was just me and B Dirt. B Dirt said, "Yeah, you know how them guys get. They got to go watch the cartoon movies and stuff."
So you chose to go see the Marvel movie instead of going on air.
Well, yeah, I don't like spoilers, June. I don't, I prefer to know what's going on before someone spoils it for me. I mean, it's a personal choice. I got enough PTO stored up. I figured I can scoot off a little bit.
Right.
PTO, you don't work afternoons.
Yeah, I do. yeah, with that show, yeah.
We don't know what you do. Let's just move to strike. I don't.
We'll move to strike and move on. But B Dirt said he don't even know the difference. He was trying to get the live chat. So what's the difference between Marvel and DC? we were at lost there. We didn't know the difference. I was like, he's like Batman. I was like, Batman, DC. Yeah, okay. So I got that right. The one question answered to me, I got it right. So, but fellas, excuse me, we're gonna go ahead and get into this last half of the season, man. So, can anybody pull up the standings? I'll pull up.
I cannot at the moment.
I got it. I pull it up on my phone here. Okay, so going into the what is that about? There it is. Okay. So going into the second half, we'll start because 10 is the play-in point, right? Cut off for the play-in point. Seed 10. The Bulls are at 10 at 22 and 23. A game and a half up on the Sixers. The Heat are at 9, 25 and 28. The Hawks are at 8, 28, 26 and 29. The Magic are at 7, 27 and 29. The Pistons with a nice, comfortable lead over the Magic, 3 games, which will put them into the playoffs. No play-in as it stands right now. For the Pistons, 29 and 26. The Bucks, 29 and 24 in the fifth seed right now. The Pacers are 30 and 23 with the 4 seed as it stands. The Knicks are 36 and 18. The Celtics are 39 and 16, and the Cavs are 44 and 10. So, pay right now, the Bulls have a legitimate chance. They control their own destiny. So that's all you can want to do going into it. Not having to need anyone to lose in front of you. All you have to do is win your games, and you put yourself in position to be in the playoffs. The Pistons are in a really good place right there. 3 games up, out of the playing spot. If they play the same type of basketball they've been playing this first 2/3 of the season, they'll be locked into one of those top 6 spots where they can avoid the play-in. So, what do we think moving forward, fellas, about each of our teams? I'll go ahead and start with 10, Pay. That's the Bulls. What do you think? Do we want to see them make the play-in and have a chance, or are you focused more on the rebuild of what we're going to do in the offseason? Where are you at with that?
What good comes from the Bulls making their 3rd consecutive play-in and going to the crib after losing to the Hawks once again? Or losing to the Heat once again. Whatever good comes from that is only a financial boon for Jerry and his cronies. The second biggest mafia in Chicago.
Wow.
But I would be lying to you if I told you that of course they're going to fall out of the play-in, the postseason contention, because Philadelphia's been playing with their food all season. Now, I didn't figure Philadelphia was going to come and get that spot at some point a long time ago, and they don't want it for whatever reason. Well, I don't know if it's that. I shouldn't say that they don't want it. I mean, they just can't get it. They can't grasp it.
They're not good. Paul George scored 2 points the other day.
Well, I've told y'all about Paul George. Then I ain't gonna go too far and say Paul George is.
Who are they counting on? You just think Embiid and Maxey gonna get him there?
Maxey probably ain't enough. I think this is a flashpoint for him as far as like people putting him in the top 20 conversations, top 25. I mean, if you can't get your team out of the 11 hole, I can't put you in top 20 conversations. Paul George, he's about, it's about time to start putting him in that watch list. Joel Embiid, he said he's going to be hurt for the rest of his career. He's been.
Did he really say that? Is that a thing? Okay.
Yeah. So the 76ers, they did something pretty funny. The weekend going into the Super Bowl, they had that little news dump. Well, Joel Embiid came out and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna need another surgery at the end of this season, and I'll probably be hurt for the rest of my career." And no one paid attention to it because of the Super Bowl. I was like, "Okay, I see how you coming off I see how you coming, Philly. I'm not mad at you. You definitely want to dump the bad news in with the good news, right? So no one pays attention to the bad. But I don't think Philly's got it. I don't think Philly's going to come and snatch that piece. But I don't think equally don't think the Bulls want.
You went a little too far with
no
that.
Diddy. You got to chill.
Come to snatch that piece.
That piece was kind of.
Oh boy.
I have no idea. I have no recollection what I said.
Okay, go ahead and finish, man, because you was
No, I just said that I don't think Philly got enough to come grab that 10th spot or whatever spot or whatever. And I don't think the Bulls equally. I don't think they want it or have any desire to keep it or even have any good.
The Nets are they're tied with Philly, who was a game in front of the Nets. Yeah, can the Nets pass Philly?
No, the Nets are not going anywhere. The Nets are actively they're actually good at what they do. They're good at losing. They're not going to make the postseason at all. I say that definitively. Now the Bulls and the Sixers, I'm not sure.
So you saying no plan for the Nets?
No. The Nets are looking ahead.
Okay, I think they really are, but it's so bad at 9-10, they could actually get in, not even trying.
Nah, I don't know about that. Nah, the Nets. You're right; they're tied with Philadelphia, but being 15 games out, I'm not putting it. I mean, 15 games under. I'm not putting any sauce on any team that with that type of record. Eventually, I'm figuring like most Bulls fans would eventually prefer the Bulls to lose every game remaining and go ahead and get their better odds to tank, get a higher draft pick. Now that they have their draft pick returned back to them from San Antonio, that would be the better way forward for them.
And draft that boy from Duke?
Whomever. If they draft another guy from Duke, so be it. I mean, it's never worked out for them, but we'll see what happens. Well, any building piece, any building block would be a step in the right direction, a step in a better direction for this team. What they had built at first was not working, and they tore that down. They sent Zach on his way. I don't think Gucci Man would be on this team come August. I think they're going to figure out a new home for him as well. But I think the plan now is to make a new era for this team, led by new players, Kobe White and some others, Lonzo Ball and some other players. But the old Matas Buzelis, he's probably the one guy, if you believe what Kendall Gale and Paul George, who's better at talking about basketball than playing basketball nowadays. If you believe what they say, podcast P, not playoff P. If you believe what that they're saying, that Matas is that guy, you want to clear the runway for him, even though you probably don't fly when you need to.
Okay, now I like the Bulls, the rebuild aspect of it. Do you think Lonzo Ball is part of that, or Lonzo Ball they gave him that new deal just to spread some money out and have a potential trade piece next season or an off season?
Well, I don't think the contract. I think the second year is an option, so it's up there, right? I mean, they have some flexibility to move him next year if they necessarily need to, but with that same flexibility, they can continue to have him as a culture guy, as a culture setter, as something like that. Someone who can be a stable mind for the backcourt at least. So they can go either way with that one.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I like Lonzo. I like what he brings. Okay, so man, B Falls in June. Pistons playing some good basketball right now. Like we said, currently in the sixth spot, holding strong with the playoff position right now. So what do we see for them this last third of the season? Like we with the trade for Schroeder and guys potentially getting healthy, having a good 10 days off. I mean, what do you guys see moving forward? Who do they come back against this Friday?
We got a nice little string of games coming up. We got the Spurs, Hawks, Clippers, Celtics, and Nuggets. That's the next 5.
Spurs, Hawks, Clippers, and Celtics.
And then Nuggets last.
That's a tough stretch, at least minus the Hawks.
The Hawks have played us really tough.
Hawks had that buzzer beater on us that right before our 4-game winning streak. The Hawks had one of the back-breaking buzzer beaters.
Okay, so you guys' thoughts overall, like what are you looking to see? Where's growth need to happen with this team? And basically, what do they have to do to make the playoffs? Well, what's their current record, the Pistons?
29-26.
Yeah.
For 55 games, got 27 games left?
Yes.
Okay, so what does their record need to be, and what do you want to see going forward? Like the last 27 games, how many they need to win?
At least 500.
At least 500. Okay.
I think that's doable. 500, if let's say 13, because there's 27. So let's say 14 and 13. So another 14 wins is what? That's
43 and 41.
So
43 and 39.
Yeah, 43 and 39. You're right, June.
Yeah. So that looks good. I mean, it all depends on what happens around us. But I think the biggest thing for us is beating teams within our division. I think we got off to a good step in the right direction, beating the Bulls pretty handedly in that last week.
BTA the Bulls, right?
Hey, it was 40 the first game and then 18 the next. So yeah, if there was ever a way. Now, granted, that's the teams behind us. That's a team behind us, and we need to
Foster. He's right here.
But
golly, bro,
he want them L's though. He just told us he wanted.
Yeah. We just giving them we just giving them exactly what they requested. But yeah. I mean, I think our record in our division. What's our record in our division? I think it's 4-9. So previous to that, it was 2-9. So if we can find a way to beat the Bucks or Pacers, I don't know how many of those games that we have left, but the Pacers are only 2 games ahead of us, and the Bucks are just 1 game ahead of us. So yeah, we have room to ascend even further up.
That's why division games are important, because those are against head-to-head against the teams that are right in front of you.
You said what?
That's why those head-to-head games against interdivision matchups are so important, because those teams are right in front of you.
Exactly. And then in the case of a tiebreaker, if for some reason we end up having a close record, they have the edge on us. So
right. Your thoughts, June, off what Fall said, and what you think going forward with the season.
Well, ever since the injury to Ivy in mid-game, the Pistons have been playing some inspired basketball. But however, we knew we were missing a piece, and we were missing a person that was capable of handling the ball and creating their own shots or hitting the jumper from outside. And we knew that would be a problem on going forward. It hadn't been, and they acquired Dennis Schroeder, which is he's capable of doing some of those things that we needed. Me and Foster had a wish list of a capable ball handler that could actually score. Schroeder wasn't on our list. We had no idea. We was hoping for Zach. We was hoping for McCollum. We was hoping for someone else, and Schroeder kind of fell in our laps. And hopefully, going forward, he can get more acclimated. I think he's enjoying the team chemistry, and that's a big thing that's going on in the locker room is the team chemistry. And if Malik Beasley keeps on hitting shots, and Cade keep doing what he's doing, and we getting getting the play out of Duran that we've been getting, and also Thompson has contributed immensely the past few games. If we can keep this up, I think 14 out of these last 27 games is not asking a lot. So I think it's very feasible going forward. I think the Pistons would definitely win 40-some games this year. That was not what me and Foster predicted at the beginning of the season. We was hoping to get at least 28. We're at 29 now, so it's looking good.
Did you guys throw any money on the over under?
No.
Okay.
No, we did not. I know I didn't. Ain't no telling what Foster did. I don't know what Foster does for a living either. Okay, so don't feel bad, bro. I know he has a lot of money, and I hope the feds aren't watching. That's all I'm going to say.
B False in the building. That's all we know is as B False. We don't know what his real name is and nothing.
Don't even trip, False. The federal government getting downsized as we speak. So if they are watching, they can't come get us.
I'm out here in DC. My sister worked for the government, and a lot of people that she know, and I know some of them that jobs have been eliminated. I had some of her friends that I know that got sent back from U.S. aid. Yeah, USAID that were somewhere in Botswana and the Dominican Republic doing the Lord's work. Trump said, "Send them boys home." like this was last week at the beginning of the week. They out of there Saturday, so no notice, no nothing. Like it's Monday, we telling you your job gonna be eliminated. Saturday, you go home. So yeah,
I know people that work for the VA hospitals, and all of them got options to resign. Like we thought it was going to be like not so soon or not a thing, but everybody that I know that works at not the nurses, but not the nurses and doctors, of course, but the support staff, they all got, you can resign, buy out if you like, because they're gonna eventually believe they're gonna get their jobs eliminated. So
you hear that, Foster? If there was ever a time to run off the plug, it's now.
Right. No doubt. Holla at him, Foster. But yeah, man. So all right, well, yeah, I think that's doable for the Pistons. I mean, I'd even like them to see such a small window of games, 27 games. I mean, a 17-10 out of the question if you win the games you're supposed to win, and half the games that are tough, right? You go 500 tough games and win the game you're supposed to win, and that 14-13 can turn to 17-10. You could be like 45, 46 wins. So
that would be nice,
man.
I can potentially see that the way JB got them boys playing defense.
Let me ask you this, Tate. Let's say that happens, right? Mm-hmm. They win 17 out of 10. Is JB Bickerstaff coach of the year?
He gets a lot of consideration, but I mean,
considering.
I mean, this is not my bias, though. I think Kenny Atkinson knowing what he's done with the
okay, let me rephrase the question.
And filling in for what JB left last year.
Let me rephrase
which is a great team already.
Right.
Let's rephrase the question. Outside of your team, outside of your coach, is he coach of the year?
He's definitely a top three. Definitely a top three. Where expectations were coming into the season and where he could potentially take them if they do that, I think you got to put him up there. I mean, and OKC's coach, like we he had it last year, right? We not worried about him. That's expected.
And the only reason I'm saying my coach is because the teams, the coaches, even your own coach, they had winning records last year, and the expectation going forward were where they're at now. Nobody expected Cleveland to be 44-10. Not saying that. We did expect a good Cleveland team, though.
Yeah, we did. The over under in them was 48. So still very much exceeding expectations.
Yes, absolutely.
And the fact that you said your coach, talking about the Cavs coach, the fact that he took the team that JB had last year and exceeding that would put him over JB to me right there. That those when you match them up directly and say they the top two to get it, he'd have to get it because JB coached his team last year and then coached as well. No pieces really changed.
I mean, we had a record bad team last year, though. Like
14-68, bro.
Yeah, that okay. So it's
that's my argument.
It's a lot of credence to that.
And we got to see what Mr. Atkinson does in the playoffs. If they just buy him out in the playoffs,
I don't think that
means nothing.
I'm sorry, but I've watched these, and it pains me to say it. I've watched these guys play. They got it. Like, they are good.
Well, that's perfect segue. We need to jump in real quick to the Cavs, man. This second half of the season, we come back Thursday evening, and we got a tough weekend, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. We got a back-to-back on Thursday, Friday against Brooklyn. Thursday against the Knicks on Friday. That Knicks game, and then the Grizzlies on Sunday. So those games will tell a lot. It should come out the break and beat Brooklyn, and they shouldn't have to use a lot of gas. I mean, they should be able to save some of that for that back-to-back when they come home and play New York. Mm-hmm. So I'm anticipating seeing that game, and that will tell me a lot moving forward because New York punked them boys out the playoffs a couple years ago. Like punked them out the playoffs, like bullied them. They weren't ready. So this is a measuring stick as we enter the second half of the season against the Knicks specifically, because the Knicks and Celtics are those teams in the East that are considered, viable contenders along with the Cavs. I mean, the Celtics the favorite, but so the Cavs and Knicks are considered viable contenders, and the Cavs need to beat the Knicks, who are we play them 3 times for this season. We haven't played them at all this year. We played them once. I'm not sure. But, yeah, so we play them Thursday. Then the Grizzlies Saturday. I think the Grizzlies are the second best record in the West.
They're surprisingly good record-wise.
Surprisingly good. Consider what they were last year. I mean, does Ja mean that much, or the evolution of Jaren Jackson? And
I think they were all hurt last year.
Yeah, they had a lot of
like Bane, Marcus Smart. Their whole team was hurt last year. But G.G. Jackson was their best player for parts of in Kennard. So right. I'm not that surprised.
Yeah, they're doing really well though.
And then Ja was suspended to begin the year, right?
Yeah.
And then he got hurt. So Ja played like 5 games or something crazy.
Yeah, right. So acting like a YN.
he's a young dude though. He
was acting like it.
Yeah, he was embodying that.
You do feel like that I had no doubt that they'd be back, but I would have anticipated like they being like that 5-6 spot. You know what I mean? Coming back, getting the rust off, getting back together. I mean, to be the second team in the West right now and being up there with, I'd put Denver been balling, but I'd put the Grizzlies over Denver right now. So to me, it's OKC, then it's Denver. Then you got Boston and Cleveland on the other half. It's all these small market teams, man. I don't know. I think in basketball, you get away with that if any combination of those 4 teams match up in the finals because it's basketball. It's about matchups and stuff. It don't have to be anymore. It don't have to be big markets. It don't have to be the Lakers and the Knicks and, the Bulls and all that stuff. I think
you got top players, though, even if it's like if you like SGA is a top player, even though OKC is a small market, right. He's a premier player right now. So
premier, you're right. But the Cavs, so I just want to see this first stretch of 3 games, and the implementation as far as a regular part of the rotation of DeAndre Hunter. Cavs have looked great with DeAndre Hunter. He started 1 game, he came off the bench 1 game, but he's averaging like 18 a game and 5 or 6 boards. Small sample size, granted, but those are the same numbers he was getting in Atlanta pretty much. So, I think the piece fits perfectly as far as his ability to hit the catch and shoot, and defensively, just what he offers to that front court. He can get out and really press guys, knowing he got Mobley and Allen behind him, especially in crunch time. I mean, and I want to see Kenny Atkinson, develop a defensive lineup. I think you can run. I think you can run a lot of Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell with Hunter in, and maybe get Okoro in there and Dean Wade, and have all your best defenders out there, and see how they can mix it up and stuff like that. So different lineups, different rotations, and different specific game specific types of situation lineups is what I want to see going forward. Cavs are currently 44-10. So 50. So they got 28 games left. 26 games left. Yeah. 64, 80, and 28 games left. I see them going. I think they can get to 63 wins. That would be like 63-19. Maybe even better. They'd have to lose 9 games going forward. The schedule's a little tougher. So I'll put them at 64 wins. 64 and 18. That's where I'm at with that one. And, just room for just hold on to the number 1 seed. You 5.5 games up with 28 to play. You see Boston one more time again. They currently have our 2-1 lead on us in the head-to-head this year. We tie them with that, so they don't have home court. I mean, they'll have the tiebreaker on us. And I like what I'm seeing as far as going forward. So work on some different, lineup specific situations, and just continue to mesh DeAndre Hunter. I like to see him start. Max Strus, I think, gives you more kick and punch off the bench, as far as when you bring him in with Ty Jerome and stuff. But there are so many players that they just I don't know that start matters. I mean, I think he's off to such a good start, DeAndre Hunter. Maybe he wants to finish the season, come off the bench, and maybe win that 6th man of the year. So we'll see. But fellas, with that being said, we got to get out of here, man. Let's get some last takes before you go, and let everybody know where they can find you, man. Pay, you've been quiet for a while, man. You go ahead and go first, bro.
I had a question for everybody.
Go ahead with it.
Dunk champion, dunk contest, Mount Rushmore. How does this sound? Vince Carter.
Yes.
Jason Richardson.
Yes.
Nate Robinson. Mac McClung. You got the GOAT and Vince Carter, and you got multi-time winners, Jason, Nate, and Mac.
Jordan before Richardson and who else you say?
Mac's got 3 straight. Nate's got 2 wins, and Jason got 2 wins.
Levine?
He's got 1 win.
Just
man,
one?
You can't just go off wins, because that's relative to who you're going against, man.
I said dunk contest. Dunk contest.
Jordan got 2.
Does he have 2?
Yeah.
I would not put Nate over Jordan.
I think Jordan have 2. I don't know about that. Let me look that up. But if Jordan's got 2, you definitely got to put him in there.
Off the string, yeah,
I mean, if you show up one time and like Kobe, like you guys say, you got 1. Brent Barry, they got wins, but Mac's got multiple. I mean, just throwing it out there.
Who did Nate Robinson take on in the finals?
I know he
Howard, right?
He beat Dwight once.
Yeah,
I think he beat I want to say he beat what's his face from the Clippers, Brent, not Brent,
Miles or
no, played at Oklahoma. I'm blanking on his name right now. He used to date a Kardashian.
Oh,
who didn't?
Yeah, facts.
Ray J.
Wait. You said Oklahoma and what team? He played for the
Clippers.
Blake Griffin?
Yeah, Blake Griffin. I think he beat Blake once too.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that sounds right. That's the era.
But McClung definitely makes it. He's probably the second best all time. He might even
Nate won 3 times.
Wow. If Nate won 3, he's up there.
06, 09, and 10. Yeah. And he's 5'9". Ah, yeah.
Nate's up there. Nate's on that. Yeah. You might have a good argument with Nate and McClung, man.
And shout out to Nate Robinson. He just underwent a kidney transplant himself. So shout out to Nate. Kidney recovery to you, sir, Mr. Slam Dunk champ.
Yeah.
You see how many Jordan got yet?
They don't have it on his basketball reference. But
87 and 88.
Okay, he got two.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to win one of them over Dominique.
I agree with that.
I might agree with you there. I'd have to know who everybody Nate Robinson was when it went up against in the final, so I can remember if he should have won 3.
Yeah, he got 3. He got 3. He's got 3 at under 5'10". So I'm not gonna hold him.
So we penalizing dudes for being taller. Yeah, it looks better when it's a short guy, but we penalizing dudes for being taller and being.
I'm penalizing. I'm
being able to dunk,
not defending their title. That's what I'm doing.
I mean, being able to dunk at 5'9", period, is a pretty solid feat in itself. Let alone to be exceptional.
I will say this about one of Nate's titles. One of them is trash. That last one, garbage. He missed like 26 dunks in a row, and they still gave him like a 48 when he finally made it.
That's 5'9".
There you go.
But I think, and that takes away from it too. It's too many missed dunks nowadays, man. You didn't get all the opportunities back in the day, man.
Leave was zealous out of this.
Back then they were doing like, oh, cover my eyes when I
D Brown, shout out D Brown.
These guys are doing. These guys are jumping over the top, the high part of the car now. Like.
But that's the evolution of dunk. If they never saw what these guys was doing before, then they wouldn't be doing what they're doing now. They keep pushing the envelope because they've seen what history has done, and they need to go forward with it. My thoughts on that. But yeah, so I guess recency bias will get you there. 3 dunk contest champions will get you there. So is Steph the all-time greatest 3-point shooter? Has anybody? He's got 3 of them, right?
Does he?
I feel like
he got 3, but if we well,
I think it's undisputed as far as
or the Chicago Bull, Craig Hodges.
Craig Hodges was added on lock.
Craig got 2. I think Larry got 2.
Larry got 2.
Okay, I think a lot of myth and legacy and stuff weighs in from their game on the court, weighs into those contests too.
Yeah.
How many has Karl Anthony Towns got?
I think he just got 1, right?
7-footer. That's crazy.
Wow.
So we like the 7-footer that can shoot the 3, and we like the short guy that can dunk. See,
I mean, it's pretty impressive to do that.
Impressive.
It is.
Larry Bird has 3. Dame, Steph, and Jason Capono are all tied with 2 wins.
Jason Capono,
UCLA's own.
Yeah. Gotta put Larry Bird up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's the GOAT. End of discussion. 86, 87, 88. And he called it shot.
Go 3-point contest winner? Yeah, I probably agree.
Yeah.
Steph got 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is Steph the greatest 3-point shooter all the time because of volume and the rate at which 3-pointers are taken now?
Gotta make them though. Can't just shoot them.
He's the 3-point. He's because he hits them. And
he's not spot up. He creates creating and pulling.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge Steph fan. I didn't like him back in his early days. I liked him when he was at Davison, when he was a rookie. Then I felt like he got full of himself when he was starting to get good, and they was beating Cleveland. He throwing his mouthpiece and all that stuff. Wasn't much of a fan. But now he's an OG. I love Steph's game and what he does for the game. You know what I mean? It's how people grow. It's the same thing with Kobe for me. I didn't like Kobe early on. A little spoiled crybaby and all that stuff. But then Kobe
never stopped being a spoiled crybaby.
Oh wow.
Fellas, we about to get out of here before Pay got us all getting hate mail.
Yeah. We'll get
canceled right at the end.
We'll get canceled because of Pay.
All right, fellas. B Falls June. Say what you guys say. Where can we find you at? And what's next for you guys?
You can find me and B Foster on Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube and all the for your audio fix, all the aggregators. You can find us Bleachers and Speakers FFSN and Post Game Podcast FFSN and Corner the Copa FFSN for baseball. You can check us out there. Make sure you download those episodes. Follow us so when we drop content like we will in a few minutes, you'll get an alert. Check us out.
Nice. Yeah, and for myself, man, just watch the outro. It's Monday. I have a show Wednesday, Steel Curtain Network, Fans First Sports Network, the Pump Your Brakes podcast with my homie Big G and the Triple OG Shannon White. And Friday, provided he comes to work, shows up at work, there's no superhero movie going on. Got a podcast with Pay, the homies Friday night. Pay, Big G, and B Dirt will be in the building. And we'll just go from there. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We like to say get them algorithms up for all of our channels. So go ahead and get that up. And until next week's Central Division Showdown, we can talk about what our teams did over the weekend, get back into some regular basketball. We'll see you next week. Who hosting next week, guys? I'm trying to get the rotation right. Pay. All right, yeah. Be sure to tune in to Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan. I'm sure B False and June will be sharing on their channel.
Yes.
The speakers. I gotta get tutorials from Pay how to figure that out. Pay, you gotta show old guy how to do that. Until next week, we out. Peace.
Mamba out.